In the electrifying heart of London's nightlife, where boundaries blur and desires run wild, Adrian and I lived the dream of a rather wild and exciting open marriage. But amid the intoxicating highs of shared fantasies, one veiled betrayal threatens to shatter everything we thought we believed about love, trust, and the blurred lines of fidelity. Dive into a tale where passion meets pain and discover what happens when our forbidden pleasures lead to unexpected betrayals. Chapter 2. Wild in the bedroom, but longing for romance. The decade of the 20s marked an era of radical openness. Sex, in all its raw and wonderful forms, was no longer whispered behind closed doors but explored in its myriad expressions. Adrian and I were not mere spectators in this revolution. We were enthusiastic participants. One of our first ventures into this realm was bondage, inspired by an oddly transfixing exhibit we'd seen at the Museum of London. It was an act filled with a raw, primitive energy, one that whispered secrets in the language of silk ties and leather cuffs. It was exhilarating to surrender control, to be at the mercy of your lover's whims. Yet beneath the thrill there was an echo of dissatisfaction, a longing for tenderness that seemed lost in the heady rush of power play. Then there was the threesome, the encounter that unfolded in the dizzying heights of the Shard, amidst the glittering vista of the London skyline. It was an experience out of this world, navigating unknown territory, both thrilling and terrifying in its intensity. Yet in the afterglow, when our breaths had slowed and the adrenaline faded, I found myself yearning for the familiar touch of romance, a quiet, intimate connection, far removed from the whirlwind of physical ecstasy. Swinging and partner swapping came next, our adventurous hearts taking us into uncharted waters. Once more, I found myself swept in the thrill, the excitement of the unknown, the exhilarating sense of liberation. Yet, each encounter left me with an echo of emptiness, a hollow space that no amount of erotic experimentation seemed to fill. Our foray into roleplay was no different. From secretary and boss to star-crossed lovers, we slipped into myriad skins, each more enticing than the last. Yet, every time the curtains fell and the characters faded, I was left longing for a connection that was ours, not borrowed from the scripts we played out. Each risque adventure carried its own rush, a sense of euphoria that left me breathless. And Adrian, oh Adrian, revelled in them all, his eyes sparkling with the thrill of our shared escapades. Yet for me, each encounter was a mirror, reflecting back the missing piece of our puzzle: romance. In the midst of our wild explorations, I yearned for something simpler, a touch filled not just with desire but with affection, a kiss that wasn't merely a prelude to something more but an end in itself. The simple act of making love, not driven by erotic scripts or adventurous gimmicks, but by the pure, unadulterated language of love. I yearned for whispers in the dark, for eyes that met and held, for hands that explored not out of lust, but out of love, for laughter that bubbled up amidst tangled sheets, for shared secrets and whispered dreams, for the simple, heartwarming intimacy that stemmed from knowing and being known, from loving and being loved. It was a longing that felt out of place in our adventurous world, like a classic Beatles song playing in a techno nightclub. Yet it was a song that stirred something deep within me, a melody that I couldn't help but dance to. The more we dived into the sea of eroticism, the louder this song played. The melody of romance, the rhythm of love. It was a tune that, no matter how wild our adventures, refused to be drowned. It was the song of my heart, a song longing for the sweet, simple romance that seemed lost amidst our wild, erotic escapades. As I lay there in the aftermath of another adventurous encounter, the city's skyline shimmering in the background, I found myself at a crossroads. The path of wild exploration stretched before me, its allure undeniable. Yet a smaller path branched off, whispering promises of simple, passionate love. A choice lay before me: a choice that held the power to transform not just our sex life, but our love, our relationship. The question was I ready to make that choice? Stay with me, dear friends, as I navigate these tumultuous waters. For in the pursuit of romance, I found myself standing at the edge of a precipice, ready to take a leap into the unknown. Journey with me as I delve deeper into my heart, my desires, my confessions, in search of the simple, romantic love that seemed a distant dream amidst our erotic adventures.
This is chapter 2 of a 6-part short story. The next chapter is chapter 3. If you like this chapter and would like to hear the other 5 chapters or more stories of love, betrayal, cheating and candid confessions like this one, please make sure you subscribe to the Romance Diaries on YouTube.